When I entered college, all my friends were doing it, and because I was never a competitor before, I was like kind of hesitant, and I feel like I wasn't as excited as everyone else was. But after the weekend I realized that MIST is so much more than I ever imagined it could be.
I volunteered for MIST because my friend Sabiha suggested it, and I thought it would be a really fun experience to get to work with high schoolers and work with like other college students.
Freshman year, two friends, Shamin and Danielle, told me about MIST, and they were like, this is a cool organization, we're a part of it, you should join and volunteer for it. To be honest, I had my primary main intention for volunteering was the fact that I had friends, but that all changed after I actually volunteered.
I was a competitor at first, and I guess I just wasn't ready to let go of the MIST family, and I wanted to see the other side of how MIST goes and like the organizing aspect of it. All my friends that I competed with the previous years, they were all doing completely different jobs. Somebody was hyping all the kids up, the other one was setting up tables, somebody else was proctoring competitions.
Me and the other volunteers definitely had a lot of fun, and there was one time where we got the megaphone and we were outside of NJIT and we were just like chanting the MIST chants and stuff like that, and it was just like a lot of fun. We got everyone hyped up.
I remember when the recap video was being played at MIST last year, and I remember watching the video and just thinking, wow, I really want to be a part of that and a part of making the video, and so I applied to be on the team and I got on. So MIST can really help you build connections, and it can really help you exceed in the things that you want to learn more of or get better at.
One of my favorite memories from last year was going to nationals. So basically, I went as a guest and left as a coach. As a volunteer, you can also go to a national tournament, and the national tournament last year was in Baltimore. So for nationals, you get to travel all over the country. I was one of I think there was just 2 volunteers that wanted to go to nationals, and we did.
As a volunteer, it's different than being a competitor because you facilitate the hype, you get the kids hyped.
It really opened my eyes to the hard work and the dedication that it takes. Even though the tasks were very small tasks and needed to be completed, it did give you a sense of responsibility that helps run the entire weekend. And then at the end of the weekend, you could be I made this happen as well. I contributed to this.
I made a lot of connections and a lot of friends last year at MIST, and I vibed with a lot more people than I thought I would.
It's a great way to give back to the community, whether you did have the benefit of being able to go to MIST as a kid, or whether you weren't and you were kind of excluded from that. It's a good chance to finally be a part of it and helping. There's a lot to grow, a lot to learn, a lot you could take away from the experience, and overall, it's definitely a good time.
I would recommend MIST because you make lifelong friends. I think when I came to college, you continue being friends with those other volunteers, and you take classes with them, you find people in your career field.
I think the first experience I had was to take some kids from one building to the other, and during that walk, I got to talk with these kids, and so we were talking about sports, and then it ended up coming into very, very personal questions, and they were just talking and asking questions. They asked questions that, I'm assuming they weren't comfortable asking other people, so they asked from my experience. And to be honest, after having that conversation at night, those same kids came up to me and they were like, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't have enjoyed the day today. And authentic hadith that says, don't underestimate any sort or any amount of kindness, even if it was to smile at a brother. With that, I went the next year into MIST with so much energy, so much passion, and all I can say is seeing these kids have smiles on their faces, I couldn't have asked for anything else.
When I first decided to volunteer, it was really just because I had a lot of friends doing it. Other than that, I didn't really have much reason to. But something that I thought so little of, or something that I didn't think much about, became a really big part of my life, and I'm really grateful for that.